If you've ever stopped or put off a creative project because of fear, self-doubt, or that inner critic, the wondering if you're good enough, then this video is for you. Hi, my name is Jennifer Gregson. I am a young adult indie author who has 3 novels currently on Amazon, and I am writing my very first urban fantasy series. I know the pain of letting fear or self-doubt stop you from finishing a creative project because I let self-doubt, my inner critic, and fear stop me many a times, sometimes taking almost a year to get back to a passion project. So I want to give you some insight into what I think fear is and sort of how it manifests. And then I want to give you some very practical but creative strategies that you can use to sort of feel the fear and move with action to finish your creative heart projects. I believe that fear is a natural part of human existence, but especially the creative cycle. I believe that we all go through highs and lows with every project. I don't care if it's painting a wall, I don't care if it's painting a painting, writing a book, a song, singing in a cabaret show, which I've done and is very nerve-wracking. I think fear is a very natural part of that creative process that we have to go through from beginning to end. And I believe that there are 3 types of fear. There is fear of success, which I know a lot of people are like, I'm not afraid of success. I believe it manifests like this. And once you hear this, you might agree with me. You think, oh, I can do it one time, but then what happens? People are going to expect me to produce another one and then another one. And what if I can't do it? That's fear of success. It can also look like, what if the people around me don't appreciate me anymore? What if I change too much? You can fear that you will become too successful, that you might lose people that are important to you. That is all fear of success. The sort of other side of that coin is the fear of failure, the sort of, what if I can't do it? What if I really want this thing and it does not work out? What if I just don't have the talent or the skill to get it done? I feel like a lot of people know that one more than the other one, but I believe they are connected in a lot of ways, and they can both manifest in your body as sort of that, I can't do this. Then you have the fear of judgment, which I think leads into imposter syndrome. So I believe that imposter syndrome is a fear. I think it's a very specific type of fear of judgment. So you have the fear of judgment in terms of like, what will people think? What will people say? What will the reviews say? What will people think about me, about my book, about my painting? But then the imposter syndrome kind of branches off of that in terms of what if people find out that I am a fraud? What if I am not who I say I am? What if I am not who I think I am? And I think that sort of goes into judgment a little bit, but it's slightly different. And I feel like those are the 4 biggest fears that creative people experience and that cause us to stop our creative projects. So I think some practical things that you can do. Number 1 is reframe the fear. Fear is not there to stop you. I really believe that fear is there because we care so much, and it is trying to get our attention for something. It is trying to protect us from something, and I think it just has a really crappy way of doing it. I think instead of saying, hey, slow down, or hey, have you thought everything through, or hey, you're doing a great job, but maybe you should think about X, Y, and Z. It just says, you're not good enough. You need to stop this. What are you doing? And then we hear other people's voices from our childhood, from our young adulthood, that gets sort of mixed into that, and that becomes, you're not good enough. How dare you, right? And I really do believe that fear is trying to tell us something. I really do think if we slow down and reframe fear as, what are you trying to tell me? What am I needing to learn in this moment? I think it's easier. I think it's also a good practice to sort of feel where the fear is in your body. You can do this just by shutting your eyes and really getting very quiet and feeling where it is. Is it your lower back? Is it your shoulders? Is it your stomach? Is it your heart? I think those two kind of combined, if you can feel it in your body and if you can ask it what message it's trying to tell you, I think you can really reframe fear as being something that you can be friends with, that you can work with. This is also a really, really good time to get out your journal, and you can do this in a notebook, a fancy journal, a computer document. You can use your phone's voice memo and talk it out. But I think this is a really, really, really good time to ask those questions of yourself. What am I afraid of? Is it like, which fear is it? Which one is bothering me today? Or which one is bothering me right now? Which one is stopping me from doing what I want to do? And then you go, what am I really afraid of? But what am I really afraid of? And I think you can go deep. Like, you can go as deep as you need to figure out what it is you're afraid of. If you are on your first draft, but you're afraid of what people are going to say, then you've got a good chance to tell the fear, hey, thank you, but I'm not on that step. I'll come back to you. If you're afraid of success, but you're only on your second draft, again, you're too far ahead. And I think fear does that. Fear is faster than we are. Fear thinks 9, 10, 12 steps ahead. Fear thinks of next year. And if you can journal it out, if you can really get to the heart of what you're afraid of, I think you can say, whoa, I'm not there yet. When I get there, let's revisit. You can start having a conversation with fear in your journal, in your voice memo, and you can sort of figure out, what are you afraid of, and can you do something about that today? And then one of the other things that I love to do is use intentional creativity. So I will pull tarot cards. I use tarot a lot. My inner critic is personified by the Hierophant card. And so I will get that card out and I will have a conversation with my inner critic and my inner fear, and I'll say, yo, what's up? And we'll talk via out loud. We will talk via notebook, and I will write stuff down. I've gotten very used to shorthand, so I can basically tell, mine is named the dude, and I'll say, hey dude, I don't need you right now, but I will need you for this. Sometimes the fear and that inner critic really wants to feel important. It wants to feel like it's part of the process. I know this is all sounding a little crazy, but honestly, if you work this process, it does help. I promise. So if you can get to that point where you can talk to them and tell them what you need them to do, how you can direct the fear to be useful, that is a beautiful thing and will help you feel the fear, but get through it into action so that you can continue whatever it is that you're working on. One of the other things I like to use is Cosmic Smash Booking. Now, I don't have a certification in this. I follow other people that do. And if you think, I have no idea what that is, it is sort of like a journaling. You journal everything out. There's a process to that journaling, and then you find images or you paint over it. I will put some examples here as I'm talking, and that has really, really helped me out throughout the years to really figure out what my inner fear, my inner critic is trying to tell me, and how I can work with it rather than against it. And if you think that Cosmic Smash Booking looks really, really interesting, hold up, I have a really cool offer for you at the end of this video, so pay attention. And I think the last thing is to have accountability in some way, some sort of support system, even if it's just a friend that you can share that you're scared, or that you're feeling the fear, and that someone can encourage you, or an accountability group so that you don't shy away from your writing for too long. I think there's a lot to be said for taking breaks and dealing with the fear, but if you take too long of a break, you'll never come back. So I think there's a sort of, yin yang to this. You have to give yourself the self-care and the much needed time to deal with your feelings and your fear, but then you also have to put in the work. So if you have an accountability group or an accountability buddy to hold you to the fact that you say, hey, I'm going to give myself a week, they don't just say 3 months from now, hey, what happened? They come back at the end of the week and say, how do you feel? Are you ready to get back to work? And if not, how can I help? So I feel like those are kind of the things that definitely help you get grounded, help you feel the fear, reframe it, work with it, work through it with intentional creativity, with journaling, and then take action. And I think the easiest way to do that is after you've done all those things, just ask, what is the next smallest step I can take so that I can move forward? Because you can ruminate on fear for a very long time and get stuck. And I don't want you to get stuck. So if you happen to be stuck on a project, or you happen to be one of those people that lets fear stop you, I would love to tell you about a bundle that I'm offering with my co-host, Sage Adderley, who I will put all of her information down in the description box below. But we did 2 workshops a year ago and 2 years ago that we are offering now as a Pace Yourself bundle. So you get both workshops, how to work with your inner fear and how to work with your inner critic, for one price. You can find that in the description box below. I would highly suggest you check that out. I teach you how to use the imagery, the tarot, the oracle, the sort of personification of your fear. She teaches cosmic smash booking, and together we work through both your inner fear and your inner critic. And the bundle is a great deal. So check it out below. And if you have any questions about fear, specifically around maybe a specific project, please put those in the comments below. I would love to help you. And I hope that you can take this and really realize that all of us feel fear, and all of us feel both not good enough and too much, and that we all fear being found out as frauds. Like, I don't think this is something unique. I think this is very, very broad. I think everybody, this is universal, right? And so if you can really take that to heart and know that there's a way through it, and if I can be a part of that, then I get to be a part of that, and I love that. So let me know. And otherwise, I hope you have a great day. I make videos every Friday, so I will see you next week.